I haven't done any videos for a long time now because I have other projects that just get in the way and I can't always be filming and doing things at the same time. Like, I've had the Land Rover resprayed here and is now waiting to be put back together. The Discovery that I had to go because it's made way for a new project that I've got on, which is a 1992 Range Rover, which is what this video is about. I'm just doing this to log what the thing actually looked like when I bought it, so I can always look back into how it was when I finished it, like I normally do, but I normally end up selling stuff. So this is the Range Rover. Very straight looking vehicle. There's very few marks and dints on it, considering that it's 1992. It had been parked under a tree for rather a long time, which meant the whole front end had gone green. This morning I've just steam cleaned that off, so this is the first proper look that we're having at the vehicle. Obviously there's rust in all the usual places, like on the rear tailgate, which is renowned for rusting, and also there's also the sills which have gone through as well, which we'll have a look at in a minute. So I bought this as a non-runner. It's a 3.9 EFI, which is the electronically injected model. V8 obviously. It's got 108,000 on the clock, and it was a non-runner. Fuel pump was playing up, so I've put a new relay in, and I've also rebuilt the fuel pump as well. So it's running. So it's running now. When we got it running, we found that the oil pump wasn't pumping oil, so I've also had to strip that down, put new gears in it, and I've had to prime it by using a lot of Vaseline within the pump itself, which is something I didn't know about at first. So, but the main thing is now it runs. So, like I say, it's a very smart looking vehicle. Never ever seen one in this colour before. And also on the inside, it's got the Vogue SE specification interior. So if we look on the inside, we've got the wooden dash. Normal Range Rovers, you just get the wooden door trims. So we've got leather seats, we've got electric seats, we've got heated seats, which is on the switches on the side there. We've got air conditioning, which is activated through that switch there. I have found that the air conditioning is working. We've also got heated front screen, which is something I never knew that Range Rovers of this age had. You can just see the element inside there, so that'll be interesting. Should I need a new windscreen. We also have an automatically dimming mirror, but this one's gone. Again, something I never knew Range Rovers of this age had. So we've also obviously got automatic gearbox, which is proved to be working. All the electric windows work. I had to put a new switch in there for the driver's one, but that's not a major problem. I've got switches for these on stock. So we've got a good radio in as well. A lot of the vehicles I've bought recently don't have radios, or they've been removed. So this is also a model with ABS. The main pipe that runs from the back of the brake pedal underneath the driver's floor to the back end has burst. So unfortunately we currently have no brakes. So not ideal, but it is what it is for now. It's 27 years old. That was the reason why it failed the MOT in 2012, because of the brake lines, and obviously whoever owned it at the time didn't want to do it. It's still got the tax disc in the window from September 2012, which is obviously when the tax ran out, and it was obviously parked up. So the headlining in here is typical Range Rover. So, but again, it's relatively smart, so it can stay as it is. We've got the double door speakers as well, and that's about it, I think. Electric mirrors as well, that's not a big deal. We've got central locking, but none of this seems to be working at the minute. I imagine that needs a new battery, because it's been parked up for so long. So we've got one key, so you probably heard the fuel pump prime then. So obviously the ABS light is on because of we have no oil in the system, because it's obviously all leaked out. So, but the engine is now running. So the rev counter is not working properly. It will pick up, but I imagine that's because of the alternator that's fitted. I imagine the alternator's not working correctly. But yes, overall the engine sounds very nice. The throttle pedal does stick, which means when I rev down, I have to pull it back up, which again is not a big deal. It's probably just a bit of rust inside the bracket there. So the gearbox is working correctly. Obviously there's no point putting my foot on the brake because it's not going to work. But yes, we have movement there. Just have to remember to pick your foot back up. And it's very difficult doing this with one hand, which is why I put it into low. And obviously it's not doing it very good. Put it into reverse while it's moving. So yeah, that's a moving. And then to stop, I'll just put it into neutral and then pull the handbrake up slowly and into park. So that's obviously it moving. I'll show you inside the back. So in the back, again, nothing major in the back of here. Obviously the only thing that makes this thing SE in the back is probably the extra cigarette lighter that you get in the back of there, which again is not a major thing. You get leather grips on the handle on the front, which is something I'd not had before. But yes, there's not really a lot to look at in the back of here. In the back we've got the spare wheel. Then under the back of there, which I'll go get out and have a quick look. Oh. Trouble is I'm too big to get in and out of this thing. I love the split folding tailgate on the backs of these. They're brilliant. And then that comes down there, and then you've got yourself a little bench to sit on. We've got the LPG tank as well. There's still a bit in it, but I've not yet tried to run it on that because I don't want to waste all the gas. So obviously with having the extra tank in here, you've got the reduction of load space, and obviously you can't drop the seats like you would in a normal vehicle. You got your jack and your wheel chocks under there. and also your your wheel brace as well. And then under this side we've got the 5th alloy under there, and the bars for the jacks are behind that panel there. So that's all you need to know about the about this Range Rover. And drop that. It's got a relatively good top tailgate, but obviously it is showing signs of rust on the back of there. But we'll have to have an aluminium one if it's no good. So yes, it's to do me for what I want it for. There's the tax disc in the window. The problem with this vehicle is, because it's got the air conditioning, it's not got the lower glove box like the other one had, which again is not a major problem, not in my opinion. So that's about it for this Range Rover. But yes, one thing that sort of gets me about these things is the amount of stuff on the inside that is recycled from other Rover Group products, which shows you know, that these vehicles were just sort of knocked together by whatever they got in the parts bin, really. Because if you look round, all the switches are all switches that were used in other Rover products of the 1980s and 90s, and it all sort of comes together to make this vehicle that was ahead of its time in the 1970s, and was still relatively ahead of its time when this model was produced in the 1990s. So, and obviously Land Rovers and Range Rovers still lead the way today, and are still considered ahead of their competitors.